8:31. Yeah. It's Tuesday today. We got the 19th in tow. We do have rain and heavy in places coming down this morning. It's 54 degrees. And this update brought to you by Roger Hemming, LLC. Find Roger on the west side for all your construction needs, both commercial and residential. He is your man, and also overhead door and fencing. And once again, Bill Shope.
Thanks, Steve. Good morning, everyone. A man arrested in connection with a deadly shooting last week pled not guilty in court yesterday morning. Jacob Carver's been charged with one count of murder, attempted murder, and felonious assault each. He's currently being held on a $50,000 cash-assured bond. Now, according to Sauter County Sheriff David Thurman, the shooting took place on District Lane in Green Township. And when deputies and detectives arrived at the scene, they found a man's body slumped behind the steering wheel of a Chevy Equinox that had multiple bullet holes in it. Detectives were able to identify the victim as Ronnie L. Rowe, age 24, of South Shore, Kentucky. A preliminary hearing for Carver has been set for this Thursday, November 21st, in Sauter County Common Pleas Court. Now, a coalition of voting and civil rights organizations can now move forward with its effort to enshrine new voting rights in the Ohio Constitution. Doug Petcash has more.
The Ohio Ballot Board approved the group's petition for a proposed constitutional amendment called the Ohio Voters' Bill of Rights. The key points in the amendment include allowing same-day voting, meaning Ohioans could register and then vote on Election Day. It would expand valid voter ID options to include a school-issued photo ID. Plus, the measure would give county boards of elections the power to extend early voting hours and add early voting locations and ballot drop boxes. Supporters will have to gather more than 400,000 valid signatures to get the proposed amendment on a future ballot.
In other news out of the Ohio State House, newly elected Representative Matt Huffman could be moving from the Senate President seat to Speaker of the House of Representatives in 2025. Now, the current Speaker, Jason Stevens of Lawrence County, says he will not seek re-election for the position when the new term begins in January. Huffman was uncontested in the race for the state's 78th district, which represents Allen and part of Ogilvie County. Now, Huffman is also one of a few people who have considered running for the Speaker's seat. The Republicans will hold a 65-34 advantage in the Ohio House when the new session begins next year. Now, there are some media reports of an internal vote of the House Republicans expected to take place this week to decide who will get the nomination before the January vote. And it's right around the corner, so get ready for yet another holiday travel record. Angela Ann with ONN spoke to AAA's Asia Diaz.
80 million Americans expected to travel somewhere 50 miles away from home. That's 1.7 million more than last year.
Out of all of the holidays, Thanksgiving is the one that most people travel. So that's why you're going to have the airports be the most crowded they are out of the whole year, and also the roads.
AAA also saying most people will be driving, so if you are one of them, expect those roads to be crowded mostly on Tuesday and Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and then the Sunday and Monday after.
From Mix 99.3 News, I'm Bill Shope.
Well, we touched on this a little earlier this morning, but on Monday's Morning Joe on MSNBC, hosts Joe Scarborough and Micah Brzezinski revealed that they had met privately last week with Donald Trump to reopen lines of communication. I guess they went down and had breakfast with him at Mar-a-Lago, and and if you watch Morning Joe and understand the temperature of that room before the election, I can't imagine them two going down and sitting with the Donald and having a breakfast. But apparently it was cordial. There was no anger, no hatred, no punches being thrown. Kind of like the Jake Paul Tyson fight.
Pretty much, yeah. No buffering there.
And Joe, Micah, and President-elect met again over a delicious breakfast. Trump had the Eggs Benedict, while Joe and Micah ate the crow.
Yes, and some carrots.
That's right. They were purchased at Walmart.
That's right.
God, all right, man. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Micah. And thank you, Bill. I got too many people to thank here this morning. Brought to you by Roger Hemming, LLC. Don't forget, Roger is there on the west side with all your construction needs. Commercial, residential, he is your man.
Southern Ohio Overhead Doors and Fencing has all kinds of garage doors in multiple sizes and colors for commercial and residential use and offers both sales and service. Fencing-wise, there's wood, vinyl, metal, and chain link. Southern Ohio Overhead Doors and Fencing can custom make gates and is the only company around that can install and service electrical gate openers. Southern Ohio Overhead Doors and Fencing, 22115 State Route 73 West Portsmouth at Roger Hemming Contractors LLC. Phone 740-529-0133. Guaranteed lowest prices, financing available, credit cards accepted. See store for details.
Yeah, it's 8:36. Good morning. We've got rain. We've got 54 degrees, and we've got ONN.
This is ONN. I'm Jay Fox on the Ohio News Network. In Southwest Ohio, officials in the Queen City say that there's a possibility that a new arena could boost the local economy. Doug Petcash with ONN affiliate WBNS TV explains.
A new feasibility study recommends building a new $800 million arena in downtown Cincinnati. That's instead of renovating Heritage Bank Center. The arena is currently the home of the Cincinnati Cyclones, a minor league hockey team. The study suggests the project could boost the local economy by more than $1 billion and attract more national events.
The U.S. government is conducting 2 separate investigations into Ford recalls, which may not have worked or covered enough vehicles. Melissa Andrews with ONN affiliate WTOL TV reports.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is probing a recall covering 113,000 Ford Expeditions from 2019 through 2020. Ford recalled about 78,000 of the SUVs in February because the driver and front passenger seat belts can tighten up and hold people with no crash. A second probe covers the Ford Bronco Sport SUVs and Maverick pickups. The investigation is looking into owners whose cars lost power after getting the recall fixed.
In Southeast Ohio, 47-year-old Michael Barber of Little Hocking has pled guilty to multiple felony child pornography charges. He will be sentenced in January. For the Ohio News Network, I'm Jay Fox.
And it is time for sports, brought to you by Roger Hemming, LLC. Find Roger on the west side for all your overhead door needs, also fencing, and, of course, construction. All right, Tuesday after Monday Night Football, and we have fallen from grace from America's team to they're barely the neighborhood's team, I don't think, down in Dallas, are they?
They're not Texas's team this year.
Hell no, because
So
we have a new team in Texas, and here's Mark to tell you more about that.
All right, thanks a lot, Steve, and good morning, everyone. NFL Week 11 concluded last night with Monday Night Football. It was a battle of the Lone Star State, and the Houston Texans come out on top 34-10 over the Dallas Cowboys. Former Bengals running back Joe Mixon had a big night for the Texans, 109 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. The Cincinnati Bengals could be without cornerback DJ Turner for the rest of the season, according to a report from NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. Turner left for the Bengals' loss to the Los Angeles Chargers with an injury Sunday, and Rappaport said it's feared to be a fractured clavicle. The Bengals have a bye week this week. A slew of college basketball for you tonight, and we'll have the Ohio State Buckeyes on the air, taking on Evansville. Coverage begins at 6:15 with the tip-off at 7 p.m. on Fox Sports AM 1260 and 95.7 FM. The Buckeyes are 2-1 on the season, heading into play tonight, trying to rebound from the loss last Friday night to Texas A&M. The 9th-ranked Kentucky Wildcats will host Lipscomb at Rupp Arena. That'll be a 7 o'clock tip-off, and number 18 Cincinnati will go across the river to play Northern Kentucky. Locally, Shawnee State will play at Georgetown College tonight at 7 p.m., and the Shawnee State women's season gets underway with a makeup game 6 o'clock tonight at the Frank and Janice Waller Gymnasium. This makeup game is from November 11th it'll be against Wilberforce, when the two teams could not play due to not having officials. NBA tonight, the Cleveland Cavaliers go for 16 in a row to start the season as they travel to Boston to take on the Celtics in group play of the NBA Cup. The tip-off is at 7 p.m. NHL last night, Columbus Blue Jackets 5-1 winners over the Boston Bruins. In Major League Baseball news, Nick Martinez has officially accepted the Cincinnati Reds' $21.05 million qualifying offer for 2025, according to Gordon Wittenmeyer with the Cincinnati Enquirer. Your Portsmouth Insurance Sports Time is 8:40. Portsmouth Insurance is a TAH benefits partner. Call Gary Duzan for all your employee benefit needs. I'm Mark Williams, WNXT Sports.
Well, I'm glad he took the offer, Mark, but I don't think there's many 35-year-old guys even though he had a pretty good season last year, that would be offered multi-year contracts.
Yeah, there was kind of some talks about that, and I think when you probably got down to the end of it, he probably realized too that there are not going to be that many takers, especially for a multi-year deal, as you're saying. He's getting a little age on him, but he did pitch awfully well for the Reds last year. It's probably okay for a 1-year deal, but I know Reds fans are kind of balking a little bit at the price tag, but that's what the price tag is. You can't complain that they don't spend money, and then when they do, complain about it.
So and he also said the big factor also was Tito's coming to town.
Terry Francona is the manager, getting an opportunity to manage for him, and who knows? I don't know what this financial deal is going to turn out with this whole TV thing for the Reds and how that goes, but it'll be interesting to see what kind of draw that Francona could have maybe for some other players wanting to come in and play.
Well, I think one thing they're going to have to bank on with him is crowds. The crowds weren't bad last year, especially when they were winning. But I think if you got a guy like him, just take a look at what Cleveland did. Their attendance just was a lot better with him there, win or lose. So I think that that they're banking on that to also be a big draw to the ballpark.
Well, just keep giving away bobbleheads and blowing up stuff too, so that way
There you go. All right. This update brought to you by Roger Hemming, LLC. Find him at on the west side, Route 140, for all your construction needs, overhead door and fencing, and we'll check traffic and weather together one more time. Next.
Southern Ohio Overhead Doors and Fencing has all kinds of garage doors in multiple sizes and colors for commercial and residential use, and offers both sales and service. Fencing-wise, there's wood, vinyl, metal, and chain link. Southern Ohio Overhead Doors and Fencing can custom make gates and is the only company around that can install and service electrical gate openers. Southern Ohio Overhead Doors and Fencing, 22115 State Route 73 West Portsmouth at Roger Hemming Contractors, LLC. Phone 740-529-0133. Guaranteed lowest prices, financing available, credit cards accepted. See store for details.
And traffic is brought to you this morning by the Scioto River, 1024 Gallia Street, Dashing Darren. Will the Thrill, Chasing on Grill, they're all getting there ready to prepare for another big old Tuesday. But don't forget, for your Thanksgiving dinner, if you would like them to do it, that's fine, and they'll make it ready for pickup. And this morning with the rain, again, pretty heavy. It started right before 6 o'clock. It's had a few of its big cells come through here this morning, and you know that by now if you're out there. We got Carey's Run in Washington Township still closed day and night through at least Thursday, and that's going to be between Bellamy Road and Crane. And if you see something out there we need to know about, give us a call, 354-1993. Traffic is service of the Scioto River, open 7 days a week.
Weather is service of A1 Auto Glass, which now has a windshield calibration machine used to recalibrate all of the safety features in the windshields of foreign vehicles. This used to have to be done at a dealership after installation, but now you can save money by getting it done at A1 Auto Glass in Portsmouth.
First alert forecast from WSAZ. Scattered showers moving in, more common as we get to the afternoon, but still mild with a light breeze. Temperatures reaching the 60s this afternoon, dropping to the 50s overnight tonight as those scattered showers fade. But it gets even more downhill on Wednesday as alert days are up from Wednesday evening through Friday morning, especially Thursday evening with that risk for rain changing to snow with light accumulation possible. I'm WSAZ News Channel 3 meteorologist Brandon Butcher on the Ohio Valley's hit music channel, Mix 99.3.
And downtown right now with rain, we've got 54 as we get up and go.
Mixing it up in the morning with Steve Hayes. Steve Hayes, Mix 99.